Hi there. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to make sure that your computer is set up exactly the way that it needs to. Now, we do have an older version of this present, and if you want to also follow along with that one, and between the two systems, we can make sure that everything is functioning the way that it's supposed to do. So when we're in Mach 3, we're going to go ahead and open it up, and we're going to see down here at the bottom, we're going to have our profile listed. Now, right here I have the 418 listed, and we are going to be also giving out the 1119, which is the most current version of this particular system. So go ahead and check out the 1119 when you get the chance on this Mach 3 program. A couple of things that we should see in the program is we're going to be able to zero out this. We want to make sure that reset isn't flashing when we get Mach 3 open. Remember, if you don't see ProKit Profile 418 or whatever the right CNC profile is, then there's definitely a problem. So before anything else, make sure that 418 is set up, or your profile, the right CNC profile, is here. If it doesn't say right CNC on it, that profile is not going to work with that table. So first, let's make sure that that's the case. Alright, that being said, let's go over a couple of settings. I'm going to go ahead and hit the up button on my keyboard. If I hit the up button, I should see this number going positive. If I hit the down button, I should see the Y value go negative here. Here we go. And we'll notice that that's exactly what's happening here. If that's not the case, then that's definitely a problem. Alright, if I hit the page up button, we should see the Z-axis go positive. And we hit the page down button, we should see the Z-axis go negative. This is normal for our system. It does this by default. So again, loading up the 418 profile, the 1119, these are things that you're going to notice normally. If we hit left, it'll go negative on the X-axis. If I hit right, it'll go positive on the X-axis. This is how it's supposed to be. Now, there's only one problem with this, being that if we do see the table running in the wrong direction, that's going to be a problem. And we can adjust that here in a minute. But before we do that, a couple of things we want to make sure are set. I have my THC min speed on, and then I have that set to 95%. So we want to make sure that that's the case in Mach 3. I wouldn't worry about the feed rate section here. That's automatically set by the program. This is for other adjustments that you can make during the cut. So go ahead and don't touch that for now as you get started. Under this little menu here, we want to make sure first off that the jog on off is lit up green like this. Its other state will be dark green or brown or black. When you click on it, it should turn bright green, and you want that bright green, otherwise the table's not going to move based off of your keypad. Another thing we check is THC speed. I have it set to 18. THC max is set to 5. THC min is set to 0 or -2. If you lose the -2, don't worry, that's not a problem anymore. So 0, 5, 18, you can even take this up to 20 if you want to do that. You click on it, type in your number, and then hit enter, and that will lock that in. So there you go. That's getting it set on Mach 3 in terms of your THC. You can make other fine-tune adjustments here if necessary. We could always just make sure that the Z-axis never goes below a given point. So let's say, 0.0, let's go 0.6. Enter. Now the Z-axis will never come down below that point there. So make sure that that's the case. And the system is actually going to regulate that for you. But by doing this, we do lock that position so it doesn't go below that given value. And we can also turn the THC on or off. The system is going to automatically control it. THC on gives us a little bit more control. So you can run it with the THC on, but THC off, the system's automatically going to run with the THC anyway, simply because that's how we have this system set up. All right. Now at this point, if you're having difficulty with your motors, let's say if you hit up, if you hit the up button, the y-axis is moving towards you, or if you hit the down button, it's moving away from you, then there's a problem and we want to switch that. And there are just a couple of little rules, but I would also recommend that you reference the reverse motors video that we have on our customer portal. So let's go to here. If we need to change the direction of a motor, we just go to ports and pins under config. We go to motor outputs. And if we want to change our up and down direction, we have to change the direct low active for both the y-axis and the a-axis. if we want to change the direction of the up and down, it has to be both the Y and the A. Don't just do one. Z-axis is your torch, up and down. So if that's backwards, we can check that there. And X-axis, left and right. That's also here, and your direct low active can be changed there in order to change the direction of the motor so that you're getting it to run up and away from you when you hit the up button, down and towards you while you're hitting the down button, left when you want to go left, right when you want to go right, up, page up will go up on the torch, page down will go down on the torch. That is how we get that all set up. All right, so that's Mach 3. Let's go ahead and go into SheetCam. Alright, so now let's hop over to SheetCam here and take a look at a couple of the settings that we're going to need to make sure that are set. First off, you're going to notice that my screen has a red area and a gray area. This is completely normal. This is how we want it to be. I have this set up for a 4x4 table, but again, we can make adjustments. This red area represents the cut area. So what we want to do is we want to go into options, job options. We can change our cut area here. Right now it's to 24 by 24. I'm going to go 48 by 48. There we go. That matches the 4x4 table. You can set this to whatever material size that you want, depending on what material you have there. And in here, just a couple of settings that we need to adjust. Rapid clearance, 0.75. Let's go ahead and make sure that that's set there. And that's what I would do. These others here don't actually apply to what we're doing. So rapid clearance, 0.75, as long as you have that there, and the origin is in the bottom left-hand corner. That's critical. All right, let's go ahead and get out of there. Now we can go to options, machine options. Let's take a look at a couple of the settings here. We want to make sure jet cutting is selected. We'll go to post processor and make sure 0 is at top of work. We're also going to make sure that the output file is in inches, and we also want to make sure that the output folder is remember last, and the post processor is the right CNC Pro Kit. Alright, and with that all set here, I'm going to go ahead and exit out. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go over two other things here. Working envelope. Make sure this is set to the bottom left-hand corner, and table display origin in the bottom left-hand corner. Once you have all of that, you're good to go on there. Now, when we're setting up the table, one of the other things that we want to take into consideration is the tool setup here. Now I have a set of preset tools on this system, but there's a couple other tools that you can use that are preloaded onto the system underneath the load up folder. When the systems are initially installed, these tools will also be installed onto the system. So we can go to tools, tool table, and we want to make sure that this is this automatically generate name is unchecked like this. If it's unchecked, that means that when we do bring in new tool sets, those new tool sets will have the names initially given to them as opposed to a name that the system is going to arbitrarily assign to it. It's visually confusing to see the name that the system automatically generates. So let's just forego that, and then we're going to file. Open tool set will load a tool set. Now I don't have any extras on this system, so I'm not going to open it here. But here you would hit open tool set and then reach into the right CNC load up folder where all those tool sets are and choose the right tool set for what you're trying to do. And that's how we get set in SheetCam. If you have SheetCam and Mach 3, the design programs don't need as much in terms of calibration or setup, and they're already pre-installed onto those systems. But if you have these settings all set up in SheetCam and Mach 3, you're good to go, and you're good to start running the system. So take this video, and there will be one other video that I usually send out with this video that talks about the computer setup. You check both of those out, and that will get you running in the right direction.